Okay. All right. Love you. All right. All right. It is 12:37, and you are tuned into Heart Connections with your heart coach, Adelai Brown, right here on kinetichifi.com. We are through the second hump of the day. We are getting our things going. It is time for, well, it's through the hump of the day. We are halfway through the show. If you're tuning in now, you can also catch me live on YouTube at The Heart Connections. You can go to bit.ly/Heart Connections and you will see me there. I'm live in the studio. And also, this segment is brought to you by my new book, Help Save Me from My Broken Heart, Your Journey to Living and Loving Again. You can pre order your copy of Help Save Me from My Broken Heart, Your Journey to Living and Loving Again. And I have some information I'm going to share with you guys in the next hour about some things I have coming up to deal with the book. We'll talk about that at the 1 o'clock hour. And I'm really excited about that. So pre-order your copy at theheartconnections.com. And I'm working on my website. So all of these links will be at one address. I thank you guys for being patient. I thank you for the support. I thank you for the love. On this Testimony Tuesday, we've been talking about patience and taking inventory. Excuse me, I was drinking my coffee. And I want to talk about some of the things that stop us from being patient. Like we get the concept. We've heard it all the time. You have to be patient. You have to wait, but nobody likes to. Nobody wants to wait. Nobody likes to wait. For the most part, we want what we want when we want it. We want it now. We want it done. And back to the example I was using earlier, as far as like dealing with pregnancy, if you don't want to wait and you decide to rush things, what ends up happening is you oftentimes mess things up. I'm going to talk a little bit about annoyance. I want to talk to you a little bit about being annoyed because I feel like many times we make hasty decisions because we we're irritated. Like we don't want to deal with whatever is going on. We're uncomfortable. A synonym for annoyance is irritation. And a lot of times what happens is we do things hastily out of irritation. I was going to give y'all an example, but that is not appropriate. But when I do heart talk again, you ladies, I'm going to give y'all an example of annoyance and how when you make hasty decisions, I won't dare share that story. Y'all know I'm very open, but I won't share that one on air. But make sure you're at my upcoming Heart Help Save Me event and you get that story. But I want to talk to you about why many people aren't patient. Because I feel like we get the idea of being patient and stuff like that. But I just want you to know that you're going to have to deal with you regardless. People are going to get on your nerves. But most of the times, people getting on your nerves are only getting on your nerves because they are a reflection of you. I know you don't like it. And I know you're already like, you do not know my mama. You do not know my husband. You do not know my children. There is no way I act like that. There is no way that you can tell me at any given time that, I'm doing anything that is remotely like what they have going on. And I'm going to tell you, yes, yes, you do. Anything that is getting on your nerves, anything that is in the way of you getting the way you need to be. If you have a child that just gets on your nerves, they always have something to say. If your spouse or your significant other is just irritating, and you can give me specifics at why they are, I just want to let you know that those specifics, those are also your issues as well. God will send us difficult people because they show us what he's dealing with when he has to deal with us. And I know a lot of people don't like to hear that and people don't want to hear it, but we're going to keep it real because um this is Testimony Tuesday and we're taking inventory. And I can say that for me personally because my daughter is now 17. I love you, Karis. Shout out to Karis, my beautiful, beautiful 17-year-old. She's at that age where she's transitioning into adulthood and I have to learn how to let her go. And I also have raised her in a way where I've raised her to express herself. Growing up, I didn't always feel like I could honestly express myself. I always felt like I was kind of like I could say what was on my mind, but I would get in trouble or whatever. I felt like I had to be very censored. So what happened was with her with the carers, I wanted to make sure that no matter how difficult it was, I wanted to make sure that my child came up in a situation where she felt like she could express herself and tell me what's on her mind, because I didn't feel like I had that. Now, the thing about it is, when you do that, and that's a great thing to do, and you have to do it in a way that works for you and your family. But what happens is you have to be ready for people to discuss with you the things that are on their mind. So, what I was doing was a good thing, I thought, and still think. But I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't, it annoyed me when she would come back and say some of the things that she would say because I didn't want to hear it. I wanted to tell her, be quiet. You don't know. Mama, why do you do this? Mama, you always fussing at us for no reason. And mama, why you, and you get mad at me for this, mama, but you do this. And I'm like, listen here, little girl. I don't want to. Then I have to stop and say, you know what? Let me listen to what this child is saying. Jesus commanded them in the Bible to come to him as little children. And it's a few things about children that stand out. We're still talking about patience, and we're talking about annoyance. And when I think about patience and annoyance, children come to mind for me. Okay. One of the things he told us to do when we come to him as little children, it's because children believe. Children have not been hurt by life so much to where if you promise them something, they'll believe you're going to do it. If and a child is also honest. If your breath is stink, a child will tell you your breath is stink. If you don't look nice, they will say it. If you're a little heavy around the abdomen, a child may ask you, "Are you pregnant?" Where adult wouldn't do it because they're just telling you what they see. Children will be honest, and many times as adults, as we grow through life, what happens is the truth hurts, and many people don't like to hear the truth because it hurts. So many of us have been indirectly taught to lie. Oh, don't tell the truth because that might hurt her feelings. Don't tell them how you really feel because then they might not accept you. So just tell them what you think they want to hear. And what happens is we start to irritate our essence on the inside. We start to annoy the essence of who we are because we're not taking proper inventory. We're actually fudging the information. This is not correct because I'm not being true to myself. It brings about irritation. So then you have a child like my child that'll come and irritate the living daylights out of me. But if I go a little deeper, if I really look at what's going on, if I really take inventory, she's telling me the truth. She really is. And we just had a conversation. I should have talked to Harris about this, but I have talked to him, but it's not anything specific. But she and I were having a conversation yesterday, and I've had to take a different approach because as much as I don't like to hear some of the things that she's saying to me, it's irritating. It annoys me. It gets me angry sometimes. It's it's it is it just reminds me of all of the things that I need to work on. It's needed. And what better way for us to grow together? What better way for me to teach her about becoming a woman and being a woman than for her to watch me go through this, taking inventory, doing the research, vulnerability in real time. That's my next t-shirt. Right? Y'all better not take my idea. Don't matter. I'm going to do it. Heart connection, vulnerability in real time. Y'all make sure that'll be on the store next. But I'm serious. We try to do so many things in life to avoid irritation. We try to please people because the opposite of irritation is pleasure. The opposite of annoyance and irritation is delight. We want to be in that space of delight. We want to always be in a place of pleasure. And what happens is that means we're in a constant state of comfort. And what does that mean? You're not going to grow where you're comfortable. That's where the term growing pains come from. So God sent me my child to remind me of, you know, hey, she's irritating you because she's telling you about how you fussing for no reason, and she's telling you about how you judging her and you're being petty. And I was taking inventory. But the beauty of it was I received it and I told her. And the reason why she could call it out for me like that is because she was doing all of those similar things as well. And that's why we have to learn together. And that's why we have to grow together so that I can help her and she can help me. And she got it. She laughed at me. She was like, Mama, you're something else. I said, yep. And you act just like your mama. You look just like your mama and you act like your mama. And for a while, I used to want to blame everything that she did that got on my nerve on her daddy. Oh, she act like her daddy. Oh, she get on my nerve. She act like him. Oh, she's so stubborn. She act like him. And finally, I had to realize that I had a lot to do with the source of annoyance and irritation that was going on in my life. Why am I telling you this? Because many of us are not being patient because we're irritated. But many of us need to be irritated so that we can stop doing the foolishness that we're doing. We need to stop being envious. We need to stop being jealous. We need to stop being insecure. We need to stop being mean and nasty in our hearts. We need to stop saying we're okay when we're not. And that's not my problem when it is. And I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Many times, it's not that people are in denial. The pain and the hurt and the stuff is so deep rooted, you don't even know that that's a problem that you have. But I can tell you this, if you can relate to anything that I've said today about the things me and my daughter go through, just as far as her putting me in my place, like, Mama, your slip showing. You need to tighten up. And guess what? It was the truth. So I want to encourage you. If there's somebody in your life right now that's irritating you, annoying the living daylights out of you, it's not so much that that person is so bad. Maybe that person came to teach you a little bit about yourself and to help you grow. Everybody isn't a hater. And even if they are, the haters have a purpose. So you think about it. This has been Heart Talk with your heart coach, Adelai Brown, right here on kinetichifi.com. And since I was talking about cares, this one is going out to you, cares, Miguel Skywalker, featuring Travis Scott, right here on Kinetic Hi-Fi and Heart Connections. And don't forget, if you want to enter to win tickets for the Purple Jam this Saturday at the Exquisite Event Center on YouTube, on Facebook, and you guys listening in, make sure you text in or type Purple Jam. Anytime you see a post that I have, anything from Heart Connections, Adelai Brown, Moments with LJ, Kinetic Hi-Fi, type Purple Jam, and you will enter the win. We are announcing winners tomorrow and on Friday. You stay tuned right here. We'll be back with more. Stick around. Hello, hello, everybody. All my YouTube and Facebook friends. I thank you guys so much for logging on. Hey, Shanika, Candace, Geraldine, Rico. We're talking about being annoyed. Today is the day I've been talking on this Testimony Tuesday. I've been talking about taking inventory and how we have to make room in our lives to grow. And I'm going to read that again on the last segment of Heart Talk. So I'll be live here and on the YouTube page. If you want to catch the previous recordings, you can catch it on the YouTube page, bit.ly/Heart Connections, the Heart Connections. But I'm going to keep talking about these things because I am coming, light is shining on my face. What I got? Anyways, I just know that many of us are struggling and going through things and really not in a space where it's not even so much that we don't want to admit that it's going on. A lot of people just don't even realize like what you're dealing with. But you do see the stress that's going on in your family. You do see the fact that there are certain things that you're dealing with that you saw your parents dealing with, that you saw your grandparents dealing with. And I want you to know that the root of that stuff comes from you taking inventory. It's time for us to start changing the way that we're doing things. It's time for us to start changing the way that we view things. And we cannot do that if we won't take some time to really look at what it is we're looking at and look at why we're doing it this way. We're going to finish up and talk about that today. And as always, Monday through Friday, I'm here doing Heart Talk on kinetichifi.com. We've been having some technical difficulties with the website. But you can also listen in on the Simple Radio and TuneIn app. We're working on our app. We're just going through upgrades and getting things together, and just how it is sometimes. But we're still playing on the Simple Radio app, the TuneIn app. I think the website is back streaming live now. But I will be here doing Heart Talk, and I thank you guys for the love. If this video has blessed you in any way, please share it. I encourage you to share the video, and also type Purple Jam in the comments below. Even those of you who watch the replay, type Purple Jam and enter to win the tickets. So, hey, Emily, how you doing? So I love you guys. I'm gonna go talk to my YouTube friends now, and hey, you guys come on over there and chat with me too. So yes, I hey Emily, how you doing? I just so this has been Adelai Brown, your heart coach with Heart Connections right here and doing my live on kinetichifi.com. I'm here in the studio and I try to do these lives every day when I go on when I'm on the air, and I want to keep my you guys like, subscribe and also share the video.